On a symbolic level, I want to share what was shown to me earlier spiritually. I kept seeing Keir Starmer locked in the room. He was alone and he was upset, and it's almost like beating his head in the wall. And I don't know if Keir Starmer actually does things like that when he's upset, but I was being shown that he was actually hitting his head against the wall, like just really, really, really upset, and wasn't going to accept being taken out as prime minister or willingly stepping down. And he's not going to willingly step down. Now, I don't want him to hurt himself. I don't wish that on anyone. But if he's not careful, he could hurt himself. I think it'd be behind closed doors. But he's not willingly going to step down. My spirit team said, no, he will not do that. But sooner than later, he's going to be gone. Now, the astrology pointed to between May and June of 2026 was his second window of opportunity for him to leave. And then there was another window of opportunity in 2027. So the astrology pointed to December 2025, which really was strong. But I think maybe just by what I'm hearing, it looks like my chart for the end of May until sometime in June could be a possibility. But it's not going to be easy, because my team was also telling me, Dark Rose, you can't fill space when there's no space to fill. So that's almost like there's no one to take his place, which I find very odd, I guess, in the Labor Party until the elections happen. I'm getting there's no one to take his place. I don't know. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. I just don't see no one able to physically take his place, and he's not good, but you have to have someone in line, concession, and I don't see anybody. I think they're working hard on it, though. I think they are working hard on it. The right wing is growing massively. Massively. I don't care if the Greens won in this area, that area. That doesn't matter. The UK will eventually take a sharp right turn, and that's going to happen sooner than later. I feel like Nigel Farage is grooming, or he has another right-wing person in mind that's younger than him that may take the position once voting is done and it's time for new elections, things like that, for the new prime minister. But as far as a fill-in, I'm not being shown one. I'm being told there's none. So I could be like looking at it, maybe my team is, I trust my team. I do. So that's what I'm getting there. The next thing I want to talk about briefly is I kept being taken to Ukraine. Now, yesterday I kept feeling something with Putin, like a life situation, like possibly assassination attempts. But then today I'm looking at it again, and it feels to be connected to Ukraine, and I'm getting a coup. They're showing me a coup that's starting to manifest. It's just in the early stages over in the capital of Ukraine. There's a coup in or around Kiev starting to manifest in that city or town. And over time, I see a coup trying to take over Zelensky and his regime, what's left of it, because I keep seeing arrests and people fleeing due to money laundering. Man, that prediction I put out 3 years ago is coming to light. But I see Zelensky, he needs to be careful if he's in the capital, but I don't think he's in Ukraine as much as we think. He's too busy over in Europe, traveling, doing what he does best. But I see a coup trying to take him out of power. Also, I'm getting something with, let me see, a money. I wonder if Zelensky would ever flee to Israel. But there's a connection there with money laundering. And I know that one of his friends or a few people he knows have fled over They fled to Israel. Go figure. That's because Israel has connections with Ukraine and wants part of Ukraine and will fight eventually. I don't know when, but you'll see a war, another proxy war. It'll be Israel fighting Russia for parts of Ukraine, but that's going to happen later. I don't want to get ahead of myself there. Baka? Boca? I'm hearing that. But Zelensky has his hands in some money laundering, and I feel like more of this is going to come out to the point where he may actually face charges at some point. Yeah, let's see. Then we look at Emmanuel. He's a sucker, isn't he? You see, now he's wanting to send help over to support Trump regarding Iran. But he's supporting and providing a proxy war in Mali. And that will come out, I do believe. I'm strongly being shown that. It might be a year from now, but I'm saying it right here today. Macron will be called out for supporting proxy war, trying to set up jihadist terrorist groups, supporting them, supplying for them, aiding them, in my opinion, to fight the Mali government. And then you have Russian military that help with Mali. So in return, you have a few Ukrainian fighters, a few French fighters mixed in with the jihadists fighting Mali and Russia. That's proxy. Another thing I was getting was China. Let's just move on down the list. China. I see China and Taiwan, Japan, the Philippines having a disagreement this summer. And I'm getting July. I'm getting the month of July 2026. Those countries, there's going to be a disagreement. I don't see China going after Taiwan. No, there could be a disagreement out in the waters. And it might be fishermen, or something. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's going to be a little more aggressive than what we've seen before. And again, I'm getting China, possibly, most likely Taiwan, but I'm also seeing the Philippines and Japan. And I feel like Japan has it out for China, or China has it out for Japan. And if China went after Taiwan, I see small Asian countries backing up Taiwan, is what I want to say. Like I see Japan, but I don't think it would matter. It's not going to matter, because you have to stop and tell yourself, you don't see China throwing out what all they have in their arsenal, do you? Yeah, the dragon keeps his gifts and his surprises dormant until he wakes up, and then he shows his gifts. And his gifts are his weapons, his whatever he has stashed. Okay, not someone I would want to mess with, not a country I'd want to cross. And meanwhile, we have Iran. I am getting escalation, heavy escalation. It's going to pick back up again. It's going to pick up, drop. I said that before. Around May 12th. Excuse me. Well, today is May 12th, isn't it? Well, today, tomorrow, I get something like right around now through June. Between now and June, there's going to be an uptick over there with Iran. Iran is not going to give up. They're not going to give in. They're not. This is going to be prolonged. It's not going to be something that can be fixed by the end of the summer. You may see a peace deal. We may learn of a peace deal, probably several. They're not going to stick. I'm being shown they're not going to stick. And this is just going to drag out. I talked about Russia, Ukraine yesterday, how the people of Russia are going to uptick with Ukraine, and they're going to go after the capital, Ukraine. Most likely Zelensky. Not him himself per se, but the regime. They need to dismantle it. But I'm also getting a coup. I'm seeing a coup grow over there. So we're going to see upticks with war. Russia, Ukraine, China. Again, they're not going to be in a full-fledged war, but you're going to see something this summer with them and some other Asian countries, and then Iran. Yeah, that's what I see. All right, everybody. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you have not already. That is the best way you can support my channel so I can continue sharing my downloaded messages or tarot messages. It's very important to hit that like button and the hype button if you're allowed, because you're only going to get 3 of those per week. If you have any extra ones, please use them on my videos if you like my work. And again, subscribing is very important. Watching the videos play all the way through is crucial for me to continue doing this, if you want me to continue doing it. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you soon.